Three things really quick. One, I know I look a hot mess. I just got back from a pool party. Two, do you like this setup? I always forget to ask. And three, I could not focus my camera to save my life today, so if it's bugging you, please come back another day. I'm sure I'll have better luck then. But I think that's it, yeah. So then I guess we'll get into the actual point of this video. Today I'm going to do a video about the 5 books that I think are very good summer reads. But I got some books together that I think would be very good just on a sunny day to read by yourself. Wow, by yourself. That's depressing. I should not have just thrown that in there. The first book would be Every Day by David Levithan. I think this would be a great book just to get through in an afternoon. And it's a very nice plot. It's very simple yet very interesting. The main characters are easy to connect with, and altogether this was kind of a feelsy book a little bit because it's a bit of a forbidden love thing. And it's very different from your normal boy meets girl and la 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 type contemporary book, and I really liked it. So this is a huge recommendation. I gave this one 5 stars, and I love this book. I wish more people knew about it and or have read it. So if you want something easy and quick and fun to read this summer, this would be it. Sticking on the topic of David Levithan, this is Dash and Lily's Book of Dares, Pronunciations. Rachel Cohn and David Levithan wrote this together in alternate chapter type dealio thing. And this was, okay, this is super short. So if you want something really short just to sit around and have a fun time reading, or you have a car ride or a short plane ride, this would be your best friend. It's so funny. It's very entertaining. I could not put this down. So this will not let you down if you read this. However, it is set in the winter, so perhaps that might put you in a bit of a Christmas breaky mood. But I don't know. I think my viewers would like this if they haven't read it already, especially during the summertime. I just realized that it might not be summer for all of you. Comment and tell me if it's summer where you live, because I've been off for like a week and a half in Texas. The third book is something that not a lot of people know about, which is kind of sad because it's a really, really good book, but it's Rock and a Hard Place by Angie Stanton. This book was probably meant to be an e-reader only because it's kind of that like cheapy printing, because you can tell by the font that this is e-reader font. So this is probably a book that most people would say is like an average contemporary book, so it's not amazing characters or amazing writing, but this is so, okay, I don't know why I just said that because I gave it 5 stars and I enjoyed it a lot, but definitely check this out if you have not already. This was a very nice book. It was very fast-paced, but it wasn't too fast-paced that you were like, what is going on around here? So I loved the idea, I loved the main characters. Altogether, this was just very realistic to me. I think that's why I loved it so much, is because it was realistic. And even though a ton of stuff happens and she goes through all of this weird changing, it still remained very realistic. Like, I felt like I was in her shoes and I never once got bothered with the main character. So definite recommendation, Rock and a Hard Place. The next book is something you might have seen if you've come to my channel recently, The Future of Us by Jay Asher and Carolyn Mackler. This was a book that I'd been wanting to read for a very long time, and when I read it, I fell in love. This was such a good book. I also gave this one 5 stars. I think I gave each of these books I'm showing you 5 stars. So this is not necessarily fast-paced, because it's not the smallest book out there, but it's still really good. Why am I pausing between words? Like David Levithan and Rachel Cohn's Dash of Lilies. I gave up trying to pronounce that name. I'm done. This is also written in alternate perspective-y, written-y type thing. You know what I mean? When each author writes the perspective of one person and it goes back and forth, that's what this is, okay? Do you understand now? This book had such an amazing concept. I flew through this once I got into it, which is literally page 1, and it's just I don't know why I'm doing weird things. My camera's running out of battery and I don't have time to goof off. Lastly is not so much a book, but a type of book, and lately, I don't know why, but I've been getting into a ton of poetry, so why not? Poetry, I think, makes you a better reader and writer. It just, I don't know, it also just makes me feel really philosophical, so it might have some sort of a self-esteem boosting thing because you're like, haha, I read that from the 1400s and knew what it said. So intelligent. So the 2 poetry books that I have out of the 5 or so that I own is, the first one's like kind of a book, but kind of not even poetry, but I think it kind of fits in the category. This is The Lover's Dictionary by David Levithan. This was amazing. This is set in a dictionary format, and each word has a different like anecdote to go with it, so it's not really, it's like a very unique type of poetry, I suppose. But it was amazing, and there's no rhyme or rhythm to it. It's just random words and then something underneath it describing that word. This was so good that I paced myself reading it because I didn't want this to end. David Levithan is a genius. So if you want something quick and fun and just literally, you could probably read this whole thing in an hour. It's novella sized. Pick this up. The other book I have is something that I admittedly haven't really touched bases with very often, but this is a huge book full of Emily Dickinson's poems. It's about this thick, and it just literally has probably every single one of her poems in here, just put marked by Roman numeral, and just, I got this from a like thrift type of bookstore, I guess. It was a library book sale that we have every Wednesday and Saturday. So it wasn't, I don't know what to call it anymore. But this was about $3, I think, and I think it was an amazing deal. This is addicting to read, if you ask me. And I would definitely need to read more of this summer. I think I'm gonna read this summer because I haven't finished this. So, I don't know. Speaking of that, I have a question. If you are a poetry reader, do you read a huge book like this all at one time, or would you suggest cutting it up into little segments and just skipping around, no rhyme or rhythm? I've said that expression twice in one video. Congratulations, Whitney, you're a repetitive person. Can you tell I am drained? I haven't even told a bad joke today. I couldn't even like bother to do my makeup right. Like, who wears red lipstick in the summer? No one. Do you see Unravel Me back there? Do you see it now? I love you. I love you. Let's smell the anxiety and feelings. Smells like torture. I need to stop. My camera battery is going kaput. So thank you for watching. If you have any other recommendations for me, I'd love to hear it in the comments, even though my TBR pile up yonder probably doesn't need any more recommendations from anyone, because it's just a mess. Can I read all of these? The answer is no. You're a beautiful human. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise, okay? Okay, just stroke your face through the computer screen.